Welcome to Focus on Root to Rise. A lot of yoga teachers use that cue to help us to find a grounded foundation to anchor into so that we can find our verticality, find some spaciousness in the spine lifting up. And this is helpful in poses that we want to keep the integrity of the spine and hinging, even sideways hinging in, say, triangle. Root to rise is really prevalent there. So when we find our verticality and linearness in a certain pose, then root to rise is helpful. But what happens sometimes when we root to rise in the body, we root into the foundation, we're rising up through the rib cage, and then the shoulder blades continue to lift, and then we crunch into our neck. So we don't want that, right? We don't want to find space one place and dump tension or squeeze another place, right? We always want to find what space we can. So this video is to kind of explore root to rise in your arm, right? So we want the shoulder blades, as we're rooting to rise, we want the shoulder blades down and the fingers reaching high. The neck is nice and relaxed. But this is not available for everyone, right? This U, which is the traditional pose. So we take the idea of the traditional pose and then we look at what are the important bits, which is the root to rise and finding the space, and find the version that works for us. So we all know our bodies, right? If you're in a yoga exploration, you're learning it anyway. And you know your limitations. So if this is not available to you, there are other options. So let's explore. First things you're going to need, if you have a block, great, have that nearby. If you don't, that's okay. And then have your chair with no wheels, no arms, and a nice sturdy space, and space around your chair to move. Always take up space. Your space. And then not other spaces. But yeah, so we're going to find mountain pose. So off the back of the chair, if that's comfortable, if you need the support muscularly, then please find that. Otherwise, shoulders over hips, legs straight out of hip sockets, knees over ankles, about hips width distance apart, and we're ready to go. So you're going to face forward, but I'm going to move just so you can have a more helpful angle, hopefully. And then I want you to, if you have your block, just have it ready on your lap. And then you're going to reach the arms forward and separate the shoulders, getting them like spaghetti. There's no anchoring, right? There's no solid grounding. So now I want you to pull the shoulder blades towards each other so they're squarely on the back and lower them down. Now, if you have that block, you're going to extend it, bring it in between your hands and press them in together. If you don't, you're just going to have your arms shoulder height and about a block's width distance apart, right? It's right out of your shoulders. And then keeping the shoulder blades down, we're just going to explore. Lift the arms as high as you comfortably can without coming into the neck. So maybe it's here, maybe it's even here, right? And then lower it back down. So let's do that again. Inhale, lifting. Just explore the edge, see where as high as you, maybe it does go up here, but just make sure you're not lifting to the shoulder. If that starts to happen, you're going to come back and find where that edge is, note it, and then lower the hand down. Okay, and then you're going to set the block off to the side. Now, again, shoulder blades on the back and sliding down your back, or hugging towards each other and then sliding down. Arms are shoulder height. We're going to, again, explore lifting the arm. So if this is where the shoulder blades start to, the neck starts to crunch or the shoulders want to rise, maybe at this point, we extend the arms out, coming into a V, and then we can continue up, sending the shoulder blades down the back and lifting through the crown. And the neck is nice and free here, right? Let's bring the arms all the way down and just release. So I hope you found in that where your edge is, and then if it's available, it can come up here. So the goal is working towards, and it doesn't ever have to happen. We're always working towards what our best alignment is. And if our body's anatomically, this is as close to we're getting as this, that's fine. You're not going to get a gold star for getting here, right? It's just where does our body find the most healthy and nourishing alignment for a pose, right? So that we can keep the integrity of the spine, keep the integrity of just your musculature and your structure, so you don't crunch into the neck or take space. So let's try that again. So shoulder blades on the back, sliding down, and then we're going to swing the arms up. And if it's available, swing it up. If not, come into the V. If that's too much, you're going to bring it down. Take a breath. Root to rise into your feet, rise up through the crown, sending the shoulder blades down the back a little bit more. And then as you exhale, hands to heart. Let's do that 2 more times. Swing the arms forward, keeping the shoulder blades anchored. We're lifting up as high as we can. Maybe it's here. Press into your foundation, lift up through the crown. Maybe the shoulder blades hug on the back a little bit more here. And then exhale, hands to heart. 1 more time. Extend the arms. Root to rise, swing the arms up as high as they comfortably can, coming into the V if you need to. Press into your feet, lift up through the crown, and maybe feel the shoulder blades descending a little more. Inhale, and then exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Letting everything soften. Check in if you brought any tension anywhere, just release it. Neck, jaw, spine, tailbone. Where do you hold your attention? Check in. And relax it. So I hope you found that a helpful exploration in this rooting down and rising up, finding the verticality in the body as well as the arms so that you can find that anchor and lengthen in both directions, right? The idea of rooting down, just like when you root into practices and communities and people that support you, it can help you rise above. Same too is, in the physical aspect of yoga, kind of the front door for many people, of finding that space. And just explore. You're going to use that in Warrior One. You're going to use that in mountains with arms lifted before you come into sun breaths, right? You're going to use it in fierce pose or chair pose, standing chair pose. And it's going to, once you find your version and your proper healthy alignment, then you can go into a class online or in person and take your version so that you know what is right for you. So explore, play, listen to your body, let it inform how you move. And I thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.